So when do you start doing double runs, right? I have several folks been asking me recently of when can you start doing a second run or a morning run or whatnot, and when does it become beneficial? Well, there's a lot of different things to think about, a lot of factors to consider. The first being, obviously, building your training around your lifestyle. Well, you're a student, right? Can you build it around your classes and your other training and whatnot? And does your coach give you the green light to it too? Because that's the other important part here. Doing it without communicating with your coach can be dangerous. So I would definitely recommend the communication part to be wide open as it pertains to this here, because he or she, whoever your coach might be, whether you're in a structured plan, they set your training up mostly accordingly towards the goals, right? Now, the individualization component comes into play here as well. Can you handle a double run? And what type of training volume are you? When I was coaching high school, I generally didn't start doing a double until they were at least 50 miles a week, and very rarely did I do it. Sometimes a double could be in the pool or a bike, another workout, that could increase your cardiovascular structure, but at the same time keep the stress off of your legs. So can you handle does a double run have to be running? Does the double workout have to be running? Can it be biking and swimming, right? Are you at the point where you can tolerate it? Sometimes I'll do doubles if a runner that might be a middle distance runner cannot, he tends to be, or she tends to be on the kind of the breaking point at an 8-mile run, then I can break it up into 4 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, if it makes sense. So that's a way of doing a double without adding to your training. It has to make sense to add to the training, as to whether you can tolerate it or not. Okay, and also depends on, again, what you're training for, what the short-term plans are, what the long-term plans are, okay, and whether you're communicating with your coach. And that's, to me, is one of the utmost important things to discuss when even considering something like this. And again, this is not a sexy subject, but it's very, very important. I've had so many folks, ask, can I do doubles? And it's great when, people start to run well, they want to do more. That's totally great, totally fantastic. But have you gotten to the point where you can add to a single day's training without doing a double? And that's the other question to ask. Can you do a little bit more on a once a day before you do or before you do a double, right? Can you do a 10-mile run during the week? Let's just say 10 miles, as opposed to a 6 and a 4. Or 4 and a 6, or whatever you want to do. So these little questions, are definitely things to look into. What can you handle on once a day? And at some point, when do you stop progressing? And have you increased the intensity of your training enough to where they've stopped progressing too? And at that point, then you add volume. Because I'm not a proponent of adding a volume and intensity at the same time. I'm a proponent of adding volume and then building higher intensity into it. And at that point, adding volume and then building intensity into it. And it's got to be gradual, no matter what. It's got to the object of the plan. The ultimate goal is to keep you healthy, right, and to help you run fast. So you guys, let me know what you think of this. And again, building it around your life. Can you tolerate it? Can you handle it? These are the things to ask. And I generally, personally, if somebody's at around 50 miles a week, I'll do a double if it's replacing a component of the training that they can't handle. At some point, I'll add to it. I won't generally recommend adding to the training until they're at 60 miles a week on one per days. But that's just me. That's just me. You let me know what you think. If you're a coach or a runner, give me your insights. And please subscribe to this channel. I want to share this type of insight with as many folks in the running community as possible. I want to help as many people as I can. And you let me know if you think this was, helpful to you or informative. And we'll keep it coming one way or another. So hopefully you stay healthy and train hard and train smart. I'll talk to you next time.